Well, hello everyone, and welcome to this video, the Star Citizens and Unappreciated Ships video. As you can probably hear it in my voice if you're a regular to the channel, I have a bit of a cold at the moment, so I thought we'd do a sort of blanket term video, something that I can churn out nice and easy to go really easy on my throat, because that is the main thing this cold is attacking right now. Got some... Oh, I don't really like the taste, but helps a wee bit. Got some lemsip just here to hopefully help keep my throat okay throughout the video. And yes, but we're not here to talk about my health, we're here to talk about Star Citizen and underappreciated ships. And I wanted to give a blanket sort of term for this one, as I said, to make it easy on me. And I'm just going to talk about small ships, like a blanket term, like your starter ships in this sort of whatever category it is. So if you're mining, the Prospector. If you're into just pure raw trade, something like the Hull A. If you're into salvage, the Vulture. And the reason I'm saying I think these are underappreciated, not because I think that it's a good idea to have a Vulture instead of a Reclaimer, but because I feel like it's going to be a good idea to still have your Vulture even though you have your Reclaimer. And the best example I can think of this is you're a part of an org that, say, is all about combat, but you once a week you do these big cargo runs from, say, Stanton to Terra or Terra to Stanton, whatever the big lucrative trade run at that point in time is. And you do these once a week just to make your bank, so you can fund your battles, you can fund your military gear, you can fund all your stuff. You're doing this big trade run, you just pull out something big like the Hull E or the D to do the main bulk of the cargo, then you take the military gear that you've all got to escort it anyway, and you do a stereotypical trade run. Then when you get to the other side, you can either go to the giant trade hub and then just unload it all there, and make good bank, really good bank, or what you can all do is, now that you are back in a safe system, like say it is Stanton, which is generally considered to be one of the safer systems, you don't need as much military hardware because you're not in the middle of pyro. There's not going to be as large of a pirate forces around you kind of thing, and even if the pirates you do come across, they're not going to be bringing in as big hardware, because when you're in a safer system, the pirates are going to be having to go small and fast and agile and be opportunistic, whereas in, say, Pyro, they'll be able to just go full hog and come at you with a Kraken, or two Krakens, or several Krakens, and not be as worried. So, you're not going to need as much military hardware. So what you do is you then split everyone up into Hull A's and B's and some smaller escorts, and then you split off and you just go to every corner of that system and you cut out the middleman of the huge trade hub, and you go directly to the place that needs it and you sell it there, which will then greatly increase the amount of money you make. So it's working in cooperation with the really big ship to get a lot more money. For your org, you just do this as a group, obviously. And it's stuff like that, it's little nuances where the two work in tandem to provide a lot more profit to both. And yeah, that's what I see as being a really great thing here with the smaller ships. So, excuse me, I'm not saying, right, sell your Orion right now and buy 5 Prospectors. Definitely not saying that, because if you have an Orion, it's going to be so easy to earn Prospectors in-game, which is why I think you should the big F of if you are funding the game more by putting extra money in, and that is your motivation, then as I always say, that should be your main motivation for play. That should be your main motivation when, if you're putting more money into the game. If you don't want to support the game, if that is not your main motivation, I do not recommend you pay more money into the game. But if that is your motivation and you are getting something... I completely lost what my original thought train was here. But yeah, that's why I still think it's better to have an Orion with real money and then buy like 5 prospectors in-game if that's the way you want to do things. I don't think it's a good idea to have like 5 prospectors and try and earn the Orion kind of thing. It makes more sense to me that way. It's just, once you have the big ship, these little ships will just add so much options. If you have the big, huge Karak exploration ship and you're going out and exploring, you can have a little starter and exploration ship in your docking bay to go out and be like, right, the Karak, we just come to this new system, we've never seen it before. I'm going to go explore that big, the elephant in the room. But that over there looks kind of interesting. Can you take the little explorer ship out and maybe scout ahead and look at that? And that could maybe be tomorrow's like goal for exploration. Or maybe as I explore this system, we can send the little ship ahead a system or two to check out which one's more interesting for us to go to next. And it's stuff like that that I think the little ships are really going to excel in. Just like as that a scout basically for the big exploration ship. There we go. Military is rather obvious. You never see a really big asset without little assets to protect it. And I just think that is going to be equivalent across all aspects of the game. And although a lot of this sort of is speculation and theory crafting on the direction the game is going, a lot of it really makes sense and a lot of it really does look like it is their sort of goals for where the game is going to be. They don't want to make the Prospector completely worthless. They don't want everyone in just having an Orion and just saying we're never taking the Prospector out again because we've got the Orion. They're going to want there to be that edge case scenario where you're like, you know what? Instead of us taking the Orion out today, let's grab the 3 Prospectors and do this. Let's... You know what I mean? There's these edge cases where they're going to be important. So that's why I feel these starter ships are underappreciated. Not because people don't think they're valuable, like, at their level of play. Like, they're near the start. They're like a step up from a starter ship. They're the starter of that industry profession or that military profession. Not that people don't value them there, but because people don't value them for what they can bring to the end game as well, is why I feel they are underappreciated by the Star Citizen community at a large. There we go. I'll take a sip because my throat's feeling bad. I hope you have all enjoyed this video, and I'll hopefully make a more longer one with a bit more meat, a bit more juice to chew into soon. Hope you have all enjoyed this. I shall see you all next time. Bye. Bye.